Hello, my name's Annika and welcome to the Sewing Nook. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to make this adorable zipper bag. For this project you're going to need 2 lining pieces that measure 5 by 10 inches and then 2 main pieces that also measure 5 by 10 inches, and then you're going to need 2 pieces of the main material that measure 16 by 4 inches. You're going to need to fold those in half. These are going to be your 2 ruffles, and then of course these will be making up the main body. I just wanted to say again, thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. It really means a lot to me. Really quickly, I want to explain what I'm doing this for. If you're not interested, that is totally fine. I'll leave timestamps so you can skip ahead to the tutorial if you'd like to. But if you are interested, here is what it is for. So my friend's birthday is coming up and I'm going to be giving her a gift box. We're actually each giving each other a gift box, and we're using shoe boxes because I've seen so many inspiration pictures on Pinterest, and I just love the idea of taking a shoe box and making it into a gift box. So this is the one I have for her at the moment. I've already decorated the top and I decorated the inside a little bit. I still have to add a few photos. So I have some little like sticky tabs, like just small ones with a little paper in there. And I just wrapped it with some paper that came in one of our Amazon packages. And then I have this Hobby Lobby treasure chest that I wanted to give to her with just some like papers in there that she can use. And then I have 2 books for her and I've wrapped it again. I'm not sure what this paper was from, but it just, it already looks good because it's all crumpled. And then, yeah, I don't know, I just like using different papers for that. I think it looks more vintagey, I guess, if that's the right word. So I have that, and then I'm going to be making this bag for her pens. I'm also going to be giving her these highlighters that she had wanted, and I wanted to put them in something, and I figured I should just go ahead and make her a little bag for all her pens and pencils because she is an amazing artist and loves to draw all the time and write, but she always carries like 7 or 8 pens and pencils with her and doesn't really have like a specific bag for them. So I figure if I make this, it won't be too big, and then it can hold her highlighters and her pens and pencils. So that is what I'm making it for. I think it'll be the perfect last thing to put in here. So without further ado, let's keep going with the bag. Alright, the first step is to take the 2 longer strips and fold them in half and give them a good press so that there's a nice crease. We're going to sew gathering stitches along that edge about 1/2 inch down. Now you're going to take the 2 ruffle pieces and take 2 of the threads on one side and ruffle each one of them up until they measure 10 inches. Once both of the ruffles measure 10 inches, give them a press with your iron. Then pin them to the top of your main piece. Once you finish pinning those in place, use a basting stitch and sew them together. Now you're going to need to get your zipper, and I'm going to cut mine, and I am going to leave just a little bit extra, so probably I'm going to cut mine around 10.5 inches, and then we're going to start actually putting all this together. Another thing I like to do as well is to take my zipper completely off and then open it up and put it back on, just like that. Now to put it together. Now it's going to be like a regular zipper bag. So you're going to have your lining right side facing up, then your zipper right side facing up, and then your main piece right side facing down. I'm going to pin that together and then sew that together using a zipper foot. And the fabric that I'm using is a little bit thicker, so I'm going to be really slow and just careful so that I do not break a needle. After you do that, remove the gathering seams in the ruffle. Once you've taken all the gathering threads out, you're going to press that ruffle and top stitch that in place. This is how it should look after you've done it. The ruffle should be staying down now. And now you're going to repeat that for the other piece, lining face up, zipper face up, and then main piece face down. That should look something like this. And now I'm going to make sure that the zipper is open in the middle a little bit. And then we're going to place the right sides together and the lining facing each other, right sides together, like that. And pin all that in place. Now, making sure that you have that opening in the zipper, you're going to start at the lining and sew around the entire thing, making sure you leave a gap in the lining so you can pull it right side through. Now I'm going to trim the edges and clip the corners and then turn it right side out. Now all that's left is to fold in the lining and sew that closed and then give it a good press. Here is the finished bag. I love how this turned out so much, and I love this fabric so much, and since it was made from like a jean pant material, I think it's going to be really durable. And for the lining, I actually used part of some, I think they were 511 pants. That should be really sturdy as well. Now I'm going to put these highlighters that I got from my friend in here, which also match the fabric so well. Now I'm going to wrap this up and put it in that box that I'm making for my friend. So I'm going to leave the highlighters in there. And I'm going to use this. I think this came in the shoebox, I want to say. But this is the last little scrap of it. And I'm going to put it in here. And I know that it fits because I actually wrapped it up, forgetting that I had to film the finished product. So I'm going to rewrap this. All right, that was easy. Now I'm going to add some string. All right, now that's done, and I'm going to add it to my box and show you the final result. Here's what it looks like at the moment. I do have photos that I printed out that I'm going to add up here, and I'm going to add this right here. Just like that. And then here's some paper also from the shoebox, which works perfect. Now all I have left to do is add the photos, and I might maybe put some candy or something on top. But yeah, I love how this turned out so much. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of the video. Please let me know if you're going to make this bag or have made this bag. I love hearing from y'all. Give it a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't already.